Ever feel like you're just drowning in information?
Yeah.
Loads of data, but you're still missing the core message.
It's easy to feel that way. Information overload is real.
Right. Well, that's what we try to tackle here.
Huh.
Today, we're doing a deep dive into maybe a slightly overlooked chapter, 1 Chronicles 8.
Ah, yes, the genealogy of Benjamin. Lots of names.
Exactly. It lists out the families of the tribe of Benjamin, which, eventually leads to Israel's first king, Saul.
And it's not just names. There's info on where they lived, their settlements, maybe some hints about their roles, too.
So our goal today is, well, can we pull out something meaningful from this ancient list? Something that actually resonates today, maybe even strengthens your faith.
I think we definitely can. The first thing that strikes me is just the level of detail, all those names.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It really underscores something important about God's perspective, doesn't it? That every single person, every family line mattered to him. They were worth recording.
That's a great point. It's easy for our eyes to glaze over these lists, maybe skip them. But the fact that they are here, name after name, even people we never hear about again, it's like this ancient echo saying, you are seen.
Precisely. No one is insignificant in God's record, even if they weren't, a major player in the big events.
And that's so relevant for you listening. If you ever feel overlooked or like what you do doesn't really count for much, this chapter is kind of a quiet reminder. God sees your life. He sees your efforts, your lineage, your faithfulness right where you are. It matters.
And then there's the whole context of Benjamin itself, this tribe. Well, it had a pretty rocky past, didn't it?
Oh, definitely. If you remember the story in Judges 20, I think, they faced near annihilation, a really dark period.
Exactly. They're almost wiped out. And yet it's from this tribe, this seemingly, weakened and perhaps unlikely source, that Israel's first king comes, Saul.
That is pretty remarkable when you put it like that. It shows God's power, his ability to restore, to raise up leadership from places you just wouldn't expect.
It completely challenges our human tendency to write things off or people off based on past failures or weaknesses.
So true. And for you, listening, maybe you feel like your background isn't ideal or your current situation feels limiting. Benjamin's story is a powerful counter-narrative. God can bring impact. He can bring influence through you, even from the most unexpected parts of your life.
The key seems to be faithfulness in the present moment, doesn't it? Faithfulness in whatever role you have right now.
Right. And this focus on generations, these family lines.
Yeah.
It also makes you think about legacy, perhaps.
Definitely. It suggests that, who we are and the purpose we might step into is often rooted in our background, in how we're formed over time.
Okay, so it's not just about ancestors long ago. It's prompting us to think, well, what kind of legacy are we building? Day by day.
Exactly. What character traits, what wisdom, what kind of faith are we actively cultivating and passing on?
To our families, our communities, anyone our lives touch, really. This chapter, just by listing names, subtly pushes us to consider our own impact.
And circling back to Benjamin's difficult history, that theme of restoration is just so powerful.
It really is. They faced utter devastation, but that wasn't the end of their story.
No, it became a story of renewal, of being rebuilt and given significance again. There's incredible hope in that.
Yeah, it tells us, doesn't it, that no past is too broken for God to redeem. Whatever your story holds, whatever mistakes or hardships, redemption is possible, restoration is possible. You can rise again. That's a truth worth holding on to tightly.
Absolutely. And the text also mentions specific cities and settlements where these families lived.
Right. Lists of towns.
Which highlights the importance of community, of being rooted somewhere. In ancient times where you were planted really shaped your growth and your contribution.
That feels relevant today, too, even in our more mobile, individualistic world. There's strength in community, in being connected.
There is. It's about finding your place, contributing right where you are, but also staying open to where God might be calling you. Right. His assignment for your life.
That combination, rootedness and openness, that seems key. Being grounded, but also ready for God's purpose.
So when you pull all these threads together, 1 Chronicles 8 isn't just some dusty old list.
No, not at all.
It actually speaks volumes about our identity, about the real possibility of restoration, and about, our destiny in God's plan.
In a world often obsessed with the next new thing, this chapter kind of grounds us.
Yeah.
It reminds us that faithfulness, generation after generation, has deep significance.
It carries weight.
And that message is for you. Whether you have this long family history of faith or you're maybe the first in your line, Your life is a crucial part of God's bigger story.
Absolutely. You are known by him, your name matters to him, and you have a part to play in his redemptive work.
Understanding that, really letting it sink in, it can genuinely strengthen your faith. It gives you that sense of belonging,
Definitely.
purpose.
And the assurance that God sees you. He values you, no matter your background, no matter how significant or insignificant you might feel.
Yeah, it's just a powerful reminder that God loves to work through, well, imperfect people and broken histories to achieve his amazing purposes.
So maybe here's something to chew on after we finish up. Think about your own genealogy.
Okay.
Not just your family tree necessarily, but the lineage of faith you're connected to, or maybe starting. How are your choices today shaping that ongoing story?
Good question.
And thinking about Benjamin, how might God be preparing you right now for a purpose, maybe something completely unexpected?